Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, the 17th of August. So it's week 6 here at school. Yesterday was the start of the second half of term 3. Now, over the weekend, everyone would be aware by now that there'd been a range of restrictions have impacted all of New South Wales. And those restrictions were announced on Saturday. And what we saw amongst us as staff and across New South Wales was everyone trying to quickly scramble to understand what it meant for each individual person, but as well as for each individual school. Now, an app does exist that will allow you to receive notifications about change of school status in the event that school would be closed. Now, schools close very, very rarely in New South Wales. Normally that would be to do with something like a bushfire or a natural disaster. However, there is an app that can keep you up to date. So if you have a look, I've just got a little recording to follow here, which will show you the app, which is called School Updates, and how you can download that. So the simple way to get school updates on your mobile phone is to go to your App Store or your Play Store, type in School Updates, and the top hit you should have would come from the New South Wales Department of Education. If you download that update, and once it gets to your phone, open it up, type in Lethbridge Park Public School, or you can type in lots of other schools and add a whole list. Press continue, enable your notifications, and that will give you the advice for the school. The link on there for the school website gives you the yellow banner, which is what is happening at our school this week. All the videos that we've uploaded would also be found in that same location. The hamburger on the left, you can navigate right down to remote learning and to find the grade and the week that you're looking for. In this case, it's kindergarten. In here, you can see at the top, once it loads, will be the work pack for the week. And then all of the materials that will help support what you're doing at home, the videos, the games that the teachers have prepared throughout this week. Now, of course, the other way to stay up to date with what happens here at school is via our school website. So you can see here that I've got our school website up on the screen, and this is what it looks like today. So you can see at the top, this yellow band generally comes from the Department of Education. And the wording of whatever's happening here comes straight from them. It's a feed from the New South Wales government. You can see at the moment it says, our school is learning from home. Parents and carers must keep students at home. And if you click on the dot here for latest advice, it will take you through to whatever the current advice is from the Department of Education. Now, just like I showed you a minute ago in the school update app link to our website, this is the browser version. So it's got all the same content, but it doesn't look the same as it was when I was showing you on the mobile phone. So you can still see all of the videos here. We've got the happy video we produced last week. The Education Week video is still there. And I generally leave the last couple of updates that I've done there as well. And the remote learning link is the one that I was just showing on the previous video. If I go through to kindergarten in just the same way as I did last time, I can show you that all the same content exists. The way of accessing it is a fraction different, but if we go through week 6, the learning pack is there, and you can see as we go down all of the resources and the videos that the teachers have been working on to support you at home will exist there as well. Now, what's really cool is there's another fast way to get to this on next week's work pack, which I can't show you yet because it's only just coming off the printer as we speak. There's a QR code on the front. So from now on, if you're getting a work pack home, if you scan that QR code, it will take you directly to our school website to where those resources are for that particular week, which I think is a pretty good way of doing it and should make life much, much simpler for everybody as we go on. Now, what you'll also find in your work pack this week, and the teachers in years 3 through 6 will be talking to everybody about, are the badge reflection sheets. Now, normally in term 3, we have a badge assembly near the end of the term, and that is based upon how the students go against meeting the PBL criteria. And the students self-assess based on a reflection sheet with the support of their teachers. Most of the behaviours that they're looking at are behaviours that happen in class or across the school environment. But we're trying to take a much more flexible approach to what the learning environment is at the moment. And for that, we need some help from home. So you will see in the front of the learning books, this week for our infants, some reflection information, and that will be a conversation that will be happening with our older students as well. Our plan is that we will have a remote badge assembly this time. So we don't know exactly what's going to be the lay of the land in the last week of school, but we do know that assemblies are very, very unlikely. So we'll be getting the certificates and the badges home once those reflections are done, and then we'll either be having something in here for the students or something via the computer, depending upon what level of restrictions are happening at that stage. We are also having to make some changes to our school calendar, and this year we had planned on having a musical after having postponed the 2020 musical. Traditionally at Lethbridge Park, in an even year, we do a school musical at the end of term 3 or the start of term 4. However, we're not able to commit to a musical this year. It would seem that if we return to school later on this term or early next term, that there just won't be enough time for us to put together a quality type production. We're also concerned that the level of restrictions we're likely to return to mean that gathering as a school, or indeed gathering as a community, is probably going to be just not possible for us at the moment. The other update I've got, though, which is something I'm fairly excited about, is just this morning we got word from the RTA that we have a new crossing supervisor appointed to the Mariana Crescent crossing. So as you know, that's been unsupervised for a good number of years, and it's been something that as a community we've been asking for some support over. And the RMS have just told us this morning that someone will be appointed so that when students return to school, we'll have somebody there morning and afternoon to help make sure we all get to school nice and safely. Now, for us here at school, we are well and truly in the swing of what's happening with the remote learning. We still are very, very keen to support everybody, and we do recognise that as remote learning goes on, in some ways we become much more accustomed to it and become much more skilled, and we know what we're doing. But the other hand is that it's a long term, and we do appreciate that completely. If there's something we can do to support you with remote learning, please do reach out. You should be having regular contact from the school. And of course, even though the office isn't operating on site, the messages that come through still do arrive in the correct place. So do reach out to us if there's something we can do to support you. But other than that, it's a short update this week. But I do wish you all the best for the rest of the week, and we'll talk again soon.